Eddie, Mark said Steven wasn't going to practice today or yesterday. How's he feeling?
Good. Yeah, you know, we got a few that are banged up, you know what I mean, and gave him yesterday and today off and ready to go tomorrow.
What'd you see in that game you can build on for this last stretch?
I thought our energy was really good. I thought the technique that we used up front was really good. Benny was a lot better in technique, and you know, we'll get Saeem cranked up in this one because we're going to need him down the stretch. And you know, Benny was rolling, and so you go with it. But we're going to need him. He had a great practice today, and I think just when you do the right things and you do them over and over again. In Bunchy's game, he had 12 knockdowns, and his footwork was incredible. And I just think that we build off that.
Do you feel like you found something sticking with those three interior guys?
I hope so. Yeah, you know, I think it certainly helps them. You know, the communication, everything in there, I think really can help them. So let's hope that for this finish here in the next month or so.
Stoops mentioned some other things you did in the run game that put people in a bind defensively. Were those things that have always been there and that finally were working, or were they new things that you guys were putting in?
A little bit of both. A couple of things that we'd actually run the same play but different formation. So, you know, as Coach talked about creativity and just doing some different things as you look during the week, you try to find those formations. And sometimes they don't react that way, and sometimes they give you some stuff where you can't run it. So it just worked out that the ones that we did put in, they did work.
And Steven had a perfect 100% on reads?
100% on reads. It was fantastic. He did a heck of a job.
Mark said that the tight ends played some of their best game yet, despite not catching a pass. What were some of those little things that they did very well?
They were physical. They came off the ball. You know, we weren't high. I mean, the pad level was fantastic. Footwork, just technique, really, you know. And, you know, like I told you last week, you know, we challenged CJ, and I could have challenged 8 guys, you know, but CJ can handle it. And, you know, that's what you expected a guy like that to do. He came back and had his best game of the season. And, I mean, you talk about good pride. Didn't care that he didn't catch a ball. Could care less. It was all about winning the game. And he was jacked up today and yesterday, and he's ready to go.
After Steven's last score, he came off the field. Seems like you talked to him for a little bit, and then you gave each other a hug. What was kind of your, what did you tell him after that game and in that moment?
It just what a great way to finish. You know, a young man that comes back after being injured, and I told him I loved him, and I think he's a great competitor. And I said, you're one of the best ones I've ever been around.
Did you have any conversations about the fumbles, or do you just ignore those and pretend that they didn't happen, or how do you?
Conversations right there on the sideline. They understand.
This week, though, do you bring it up or just let it?
We start every single day with ball security. We've done that every day since the spring because we were horse crud last year. And up until this point, we've been pretty good. We've been one of the tops, and you know, it was inexcusable.
Without being specific, what's anything you use in the offensive line, something that you had done since you've been here?
Say that one more time, sorry. Is there anything?
Without being specific, with some of the changes that you made in the offensive line formations, and something you did?
No, just different formation each week.
You've done it since you've been here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
4 of Ole Miss's top 5 tacklers are on the defensive line. What kind of challenge do they present to your offense?
They're really good. I think they're athletic. I think they do a great job with their hands. You know, they know how to separate and make plays. You know, we got to do a great job up front of #1 identifying when they jump in and out of an even front and an odd front, and then we've got to stick on guys because they're penetrators and they'll get upfield and they'll cause some havoc. You know.
Does that put a lot of pressure on Drake?
I think it puts pressure on all of them. You know, you get an odd front and you got a 4 technique, and those tackles have to dig them out. That's tough. It really is. You have to be perfect. If you're not perfect, it's a 2nd and 12.
Hey, Tatum Richardson made a couple of big catches, especially that last catch. Is he a guy who's kind of come on as the year's gone along?
I think he's been the most consistent guy out there. I really do. I think the 2 catches he made were as big as they get. You know, he set up the 1 touchdown and 5. That was a hard catch, the one that Lynn threw to him, and then the one at the end was incredible. But those are the competitive catches that we needed to make. You know, we didn't make any. We were 1 out of every 5 explosive plays in this game. That's how you have to play offense, and for you to be successful. So I think he's really done a great job for us. I really do.
You mean he's been the most consistent all year?
Oh yeah. Because there's other things out there that y'all don't see that he's maybe not getting the ball, but man, he's doing some things in the run game or things we're asking him to do, and he's getting it done.